Good morning. As Ryan said, my name is Nate Smalley. And on behalf of our kids and teachers, I'd like to welcome you and thank you for having the guts to join with us and our kids in the civil rights movement of our generation. We founded NCA because, like many of you, we were appalled at what was deemed an acceptable education in many of the schools around the state in cities like Newark. We grew tired of beholding what fellow revolutionary Steve Onovato said in the North Ward, founder of Robert Treat Academy, calls the bloodless murder of children that is condoned in these schools' classrooms. We grew sickened of watching the genius of our children that we came to love be squandered by a system that, quite frankly, didn't seem to care about kids at all. And in that vein, I'm excited to host Dr. West, Mayor Booker, and of course our students this morning as fellow mutineers, as soldiers in the fray. And make no mistake, this is a war. This is a battle for and not against. It's a battle for the hearts and minds of our children. For kids with big ideas, for kids with big dreams, for kids with names like Candace, Atia, Mustafa, and Thomas. It's a battle for what's righteous, for what's necessary, for what should be, and for what simply cannot be any longer. Right now, according to Newark Public Schools figures, about 12 to 15% of our kids in Newark are on track to graduate from college. And worse are the stats about kids who aren't hacking their way through the mess to get a shot at college. But isn't that why we're here? Isn't that the reality we come to combat? It's certainly why Team Schools exists and why KIPP exists. Even in the throes of our toughest moments that we face in fighting beside our kids, I know that we are all unreasonable enough to turn around this reality. That's right, unreasonable. One of my favorite quotes of all time is that by English playwright George Bernard Shaw, who said, the reasonable man adapts himself to the world. The unreasonable man persists in trying to adapt the world to himself. Therefore, all progress depends on the unreasonable man. How gorgeous is that? You know that stubborn, willful attitude of yours that your mother tried to work out of you for years, all to no avail? That's the thing we both need most in this work. That's the stuff of world change. And I love unreasonable people. I love unreasonable teachers in particular. I love teachers who argue and spar and act on behalf of their students. I love teachers who tell off anyone who tries to hold them back from being the change that they want to see in their students' lives. I love unreasonable teachers almost as much as I love our unreasonable students, who are the truest inspiration for our school. Our school's origins were indeed as humble as any that I know of in Newark and in KIPP. And this might bring back memories for the class of 2011. After finishing a great kickoff week on NJIT's campus, living in the dorms and taking classes like college students, the class, in August of 2007, our founding class exited the bus only to learn that we'd been denied access to our temporary home on the 3rd floor of a Newark public school because of some mishandled paperwork. So instead of launching our summer session in a fully furnished school with whiteboards, desks, textbooks, in the place that their teachers had been setting up for weeks, they set to work on the 3rd floor of our year-old middle school, Rise Academy, with no desks, few supplies, and only enough chairs for one class of students. Here's a snapshot of what life was like for our kids at the time. That's day one. When I say we didn't have chairs, I wasn't kidding. So these are the only chairs we had in the building. This is what we did for 3 weeks. But our kids, as always, rose to the occasion, setting the task on the floor with only clipboards, loose leaf, and pens as they studied logic, rhetoric, contemporary world history from the floor in 95-plus degree heat for 3 weeks without complaint, or with not very much complaint. From those humble origins, we transitioned into a 2-year tenancy with Newark Public Schools at Newark Vocational High School, where we crammed our 145 students into one half a hallway, bereft of the amenities common to most high schools, such as a gym, a functional library, offices, and so on. This year, our 215 9th through 11th grade students are lucky enough to enjoy the spoils of this newly renovated space in the hub of our city's business district, right across the street from City Hall. We have a community meeting space here in the den that allows us to run a daily morning meeting and student events like last month's dance or this Friday's talent show. And shortly, we'll have an athletic bubble all to ourselves that will grant us the capacity to run meaningful conditioning classes. We're truly blessed. Even in our humble beginnings, our aim here at NCA has been to fashion a truly college prep experience for our students. Students take rigorous college prep classes including physics, AP US history, and pre-calculus as 11th graders. They're on track to take calculus in their senior year. They travel independently between classes, schedule meetings with their teachers during their office hours, and hold regular appointments with their academic advisors. Every aspect of our school is crafted to anticipate our kids' eventual needs on a college campus. And our new home here at 909 Broad Street allows us to execute this vision more effectively than ever before. And so, on behalf of our kids and teachers, I thank you for coming out this morning. I thank you for being ridiculously unreasonable, for believing in our kids, for celebrating with us the opportunities that this new home grants us. Thanks for coming out. We hope to see you again soon. Before I step away, I'd like to introduce one of our founding members of NCA, Candace. Sometimes the best way to learn about a school and its culture is to hear it from the source. Candace is the president of our student council and has been one of our most spunky, outspoken students. And throughout her tenure at Team Academy and now at Newark Collegiate. And hers is a voice whose passion is genuine. And it's been really exciting to watch her grow and evolve into the young woman that she is today. And to see her, that fiery intellect develop, and to see her channel that sense of righteous indignation into a powerful voice, the voice of a future agent of change. So I welcome Candace to the stage.